is enough said.
Happy Hump Day, Heat Nation! Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Go ahead, you guys, show some love on the page by smashing the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as we push for 5,000 subscribers. Now we're gonna rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, and I want to take a moment to thank those who've been riding with me during this very slow off season. I know the Miami Heat haven't made moves. I know we're running it back. I know Heat fans are bummed out, but we gotta stay positive, you guys, because at the end of the day, on paper, this team can contend for an NBA championship. And I know that's going to come with punchlines and jokes. I know people are going to say things like this team has never been healthy. Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and the Bam Adebayo build for the last 6 years is not working. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to show the negative, pessimistic side. While I, on the other hand, like to look at things with a positive mindset, half glass full. And because that's the only thing we can control, you guys. We're Miami Heat fans. We love this team. I've been a Heat fan since I was a little boy, since Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway started with this team in 95, 96. So I ride with my squad, no matter how great things are, like the Big Three era, or how bad things are, like the 2008 season or the 2016-17 season, when we started 11-30. Was always riding with my squad. And the main reason, you guys, I feel that the Miami Heat always stays relevant, even when we have a bad season and we turn it around, it's because of our coach, Coach Erik Spoelstra. Now, I know after I said that, some people might scoff. You know, there's people out there, even Miami Heat fans, that don't feel that Coach Spoelstra is the best coach out there. I don't know what those people are smoking, but that's definitely something I never want to touch. Because how could somebody say that Erik Spoelstra is not a good coach? Ladies and gentlemen, if people are saying that Erik Spoelstra is not a good coach, they need to get the wax out of their ear and pay attention right now. Because he is the most prolific coach in the NBA. He is, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, the very best coach in the NBA. And it was recently reported that Erik Spoelstra is the front runner to become Team USA's next head coach in the 2028 Olympics. Steve Kerr will be stepping down, and it was reported that Erik Spoelstra is viewed as a strong internal favorite to become Team USA's next coach following Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr. So this is the obvious right decision for multiple reasons. And for people that are going to say that Spo is not the right coach, let me drop some names on you. Udonis Haslem, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Tyler Johnson, Rodney McGruger, Haywood Highsmith, Omer Yurtseven. These are all undrafted players that have had success under Erik Spoelstra. Now, there's many other players out there like Okoro White. You know, there's other players that we can talk about that have had either a large or a small success run with Erik Spoelstra. But the point of the matter is, you guys, is that Erik Spoelstra gets the most out of his players. Every year, we have players step up that we've never even heard about before on this Miami Heat roster. That's because Erik Spoelstra develops a bond with his players, develops a camaraderie with his players. These players look at a guy like Erik Spoelstra and they think, man, I want to run through a brick wall for a guy like that. He cares about his players. He works with his players. He's been with the Miami Heat developmental system since 1995 as a video editor. Worked his way up the ranks to become an assistant coach. He was the private one-on-one guy with Dwayne Wade. Always working out Dwayne Wade. Always making sure that Dwayne Wade's game was right. And when Erik Spoelstra got the job in 2008, even Dwayne Wade was hella surprised. He thought he was going to get a more prolific coach. But that's because Pat Riley saw a lot of himself in Erik Spoelstra. You get LeBron James. You get Chris Bosh. It's Spoelstra's third year as a head coach. And instead of Pat Riley taking the job from him when things were bad in the first season, he let Spoelstra grow. He let Spoelstra become his own coach. 4 years, 2 NBA championships. That's a huge bag. Now, a lot of people might give Spo flack because after LeBron left the Miami Heat were kind of pushed to mediocrity. You know, you did have that one good run in 2016 where you were the third seed and made the semifinals in lost in 7 games against the Toronto Raptors. But after Wade left, when you didn't have a superstar, Coach Spo's team went 30-11. And a lot of people were knocking Erik Spoelstra. Is he actually the right coach? Did he only win championships because he had LeBron, Wade, and Bosh? Turned it around. He took a band of misfits, a band of outcasts, a band of players that nobody wanted, and he went 30-11 the second half of the season. Then Jimmy Butler comes to this team in 2019. Every person in the media is mocking Jimmy Butler. Why would you go to Miami? You said you wanted to win a championship. You leave from Philadelphia to Miami. Why would you go to Miami? You're not going to win there. First season, they go to the NBA Finals. We saw a camaraderie between Jimmy Butler and Erik Spoelstra that was unmatched. Jimmy Butler has never had a coach like Erik Spoelstra, and I know he played for Tom Thibodeau. But this was a bond and a unit that I've never seen between a coach and a player since Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan, probably. Now, with that said, they never won an NBA championship. But one thing that I'm going to give credit for Erik Spoelstra about is the development of Bam Adebayo. When Bam Adebayo was drafted to the Heat, he was just drafted as a big man Swiss Army knife to come off the bench for Hassan Whiteside. 2 years later, he won the starting job from Hassan Whiteside, who was on a max contract. Became an all-star player the first year Jimmy Butler got here, and now is one of the best big men in the NBA and is poised to be even better next year. That's the bond that Erik Spoelstra and Bam Adebayo have. And this Miami Heat front office, you guys, we're not a culture that just changes coaches like people change their underwears. Erik Spoelstra's been the Miami Heat coach now for 16 years. Before that, Pat Riley was the coach for 13 years. We've had a level of consistency here in Miami Heat. And it starts from the front office with Pat Riley, and it goes down to Erik Spoelstra. And you can see that the players buy in. Now, I will say this. A great reason why Erik Spoelstra is going to be the coach for Team USA in 2028. I mean, come on, scouting for players. You know, trying to get some players in the Miami Heat. Will that happen? Probably not, because Coach Popovich and Steve Kerr were head coaches and no big moves were made like that. But players, when they become free agents, one thing that they think of is the head coach on that team. That's actually a big proponent for players that are either getting traded or signing in free agency. When Erik Spoelstra is with Team USA, he's building bond with some of the best players in the NBA. It could steer a decision towards your direction. This is how we got LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in 2008. May take some time, but we could be planting the seeds already. So my point in this video, you guys, for anybody out there that's a Miami Heat fan, or not even a Miami Heat fan that watches this video and doesn't put respect on Coach Spoelstra's name, you're probably one of the only people out there. Because there are so many people, not just Miami Heat fans, not just myself and not just other Miami Heat podcasters, but you have people that are podcasters for other teams, journalists, reporters. They all say the same thing. Coach Erik Spoelstra, if not one of the best, is the very best head coach in the NBA right now. That's what I believe. That's what majority of Heat fans believe. And that's what a lot of people that work in the NBA believe. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you think about Coach Erik Spoelstra becoming the head coach for Team USA? Do you think it's going to help us get some potential players in the future? Or do you not think it's going to really do anything? How proud are you of having Coach Erik Spoelstra as our head coach? And do you guys feel that this Miami Heat team can actually make some noise? Because now, a lot of these young guys don't really know Pat Riley. Pat Riley walking in and dropping rings on the table that he did 14 years ago, doesn't really work today. Pat Riley's name doesn't have as much power as it has 15 years ago. Coach Erik Spoelstra is developing that name. He will be in Pat Riley's level one day. That's my opinion. So let me know in the comments what you think, Heat Nation. Don't forget to like the video and do not forget to subscribe to the channel as we push for 5,000 subscribers. Thank y'all for the continued support. Love you guys. Enjoy your Wednesday. And that is enough said. Yeah, buddy. Let's go.